Before we get into today's video, I did want to let you guys know that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance in hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys got at least a 3-day weekend, maybe a 4. I know a lot of my friends out there work on the weekends. We love y'all. We need y'all. We appreciate y'all. So I hope everybody had a great Good Friday and a Resurrection Sunday. I know we did. I cooked 2 big old giant pans of lasagna and salad and bread and all that stuff and had all the family over, and we went to church and I rented a big old giant double racer water slide thingy, inflatable thing for the kids and the neighborhood kids, and they came over and did water balloons and Easter baskets and all that good jazz. It was a really great weekend. What did y'all do? Let me know down below. So in today's video, y'all, we got to talk about this. Y'all, this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial again. I am over here. I cannot believe what I'm hearing, y'all. We are going to have to get into it. Now, I know a lot of y'all know the situation with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. If you don't, I'm going to skim through the history real quick just to catch you up, just in case you don't. And then we're going to talk about some of the people that have already testified. Now, so far, people are testifying in Johnny Depp's side of the case because it is a defamation lawsuit case. And Johnny Depp is suing his ex-wife Amber for $50 million, and she's suing him for $100 million, y'all. Oh, we're gonna get all into that. But the people that have testified so far is Johnny Depp's childhood friend that he's known for 40 or 50 years, because y'all know Johnny Depp's 58 now. He's getting on up there, okay? He's getting on up there in his golden years. He's ready to calm down, settle down, and live his doggone, life at this point. And so his best friend from childhood, Amber Heard's ex-assistant, testifying on Johnny Depp's behalf, their ex-marriage counselor, oh Lord, y'all, Johnny Depp's sister. It's some good juicy stuff going on. We're going to talk about it today. Before we get into it, though, if you don't already know, hi, my name is Christina. I do have a second channel, which is Casually Christina. We just do things more casually over there. I also have a Patreon. My Patreon is for 18 and up. Over there, we do more personal story times. We go live. We also have a $2 tier where we do like true crime stuff that goes against YouTube's terms and policies. All those types of videos go over there, as well as we do like crime scene photos that we go over and we talk about. It's a good time if you're 18 and up and you'd like to join. I also have an Instagram as well as a Facebook, and those are always linked down in the description box if you'd like to come and check me out. And by the way, real quick, you guys, I'm sitting on my back porch. Feels so nice here in Florida. I just thought, I'm just going to come talk to y'all on the back porch. So, all right, let's talk about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. Do I really got to explain Johnny Depp? I think we all know who he is, right? He's been doing movies since 1984, almost 40 years, okay? He's done Black Mass. He's done Blow, which is my all-time favorite movie by him. If you guys have not seen it, it's a true story. Incredible. He's done all the Pirates of the Caribbean, Captain Jack Sparrow, which is recreated at Disney and on the Disney cruises. I mean, he's done Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Y'all remember that one? He's done Tusk. Have y'all seen the movie Tusk? He's at the end of that movie. He's just an icon. He is incredibly talented. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He's just a star, right? And a lot of us really love the Johnny Depp movies. I know I love him as an actor. I think he's phenomenal. He married back in 2015 somebody that was on a movie set or did a movie with him, Rum Diaries, and that is Amber Heard. Now, Amber Heard has played in movies like Aquaman, which did really, really great. I didn't watch the whole thing. I fell asleep in it. Nothing against her. She's done Magic Mike as well. Now, I do remember seeing her in Magic Mike and thinking, wow, that girl's really pretty, but I never knew her name. And to be honest with y'all, I didn't know who Amber Heard was other than seeing her here. I couldn't have picked her out. You know how you see somebody in your movie like, oh, they're pretty. Never think about them again. Okay. Had no idea who she was until she started getting into all of this stuff in the media with Johnny Depp. So they met on Rum Diaries, got together, y'all, was married by 2015, and 15 months later was in a full-fledged divorce and a lot of drama. I did another video about this a couple years ago when they were going to court. I'll start a playlist, so if you guys want to go check out my Johnny Depp Amber Heard playlist and go and watch that one and get caught up with some other things that happened. Otherwise, we're just going to keep it rolling here. I did want to mention that when they got a divorce, Amber Heard wanted a lot from Johnny Depp, including 2 of his houses that he had had for decades. He had family and friends living in these houses, and she had only been with him for 15 months. And because of that, the community or people online or people in her life was all coming after her saying, like, how are you going to take this man's money? And you only married him for his money and his fame and da. Well, she ended up getting $7 million in their divorce. And because the public was coming at her, she said she was going to donate the money. She said, oh, it's not about the money, I'm going to donate the money. And they said she never donated it. So that's their words, not mine. And real quick, before we get into all this, I want y'all to know that this is all alleged. I don't know. I was not there. Go do your own research, form your own opinions. But what we're going to be talking about today, again, is going to be from the side of Johnny Depp. They have not yet called Amber Heard's witnesses up there yet. It's all been from the side of Johnny Depp. So that's the side I'm going to speak from. It's also but definitely to the side that I lean. I think Amber Heard needs serious mental help. I think Johnny Depp's got substance issues for sure, but in all this 58 years of his life, he ain't never been accused of hurting anybody until he got with Amber. So I think there's something going on there. All right, let's go with it. So in 2018, after they had done Split, Amber wrote an article in the Washington Post. And in it, this is a picture of it right here if you guys want to pause it, screenshot it, and read it. In it, she talks about being abused and physically and emotionally. She talks about that in relationships. Now, this was in the height of the Me Too movement, okay? This was at the time that a lot of famous people were coming out and saying, me too, I've been through this, me too. Well, when she did this, everybody believed that she was talking about Johnny Depp. And everybody, including myself, believed that that's what she was alluding to. She was alluding to Johnny Depp did all these horrendous, horrible things to her. And a lot of people believe that she did that for attention. And I am a person that believes that she did that. Just letting y'all know, too. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I think so, too. Okay? Now, the problem with that was because she did that, it went viral. And Johnny Depp's reputation that he had built for all these decades, again, almost 40 years, started to tank. I mean, it was so bad that Disney, who had worked with Johnny Depp to do the Pirates of the Caribbean, stripped him from the Pirates of the Caribbean, and he made the doggone Pirates. You can't have Pirates of the Caribbean without Captain Jack Sparrow. I mean, yes, all the other actors were awesome too, and it was amazing, and it took a team, but come on. Come all the way on. Anyways, they stripped him from it, and they turned their backs on him, and it was horrible. And it was even more horrible because Johnny Depp said that these allegations were not true. And this is where we are in this court situation where he is suing her for defamation of character. Now, Amber's defense in this is that, one, freedom of speech is what her lawyers are taking the stance. And two, they're saying that that article that she wrote was not about Johnny. Okay. Now, Johnny's attorneys are taking the stance of that Amber Heard is extremely manipulative, she lies, and she is deeply disturbed. Okay?
I'm scared to death. I'm frightened, and I don't know what to do. I'm confused, and I want to go home.
Now, Johnny's sister gets up there and testifies, and she talks about Johnny's childhood and said that they were raised by their mother, who was very. And she said because of the that them two went through as children, that her brother Johnny shies away from abuse. She's like, I've never seen him be a to a woman. I've never seen him like hit or do anything like that. It's not him. And Johnny's demeanor comes off very passive. Honestly, when you look at him, he looks like a battered husband. He looks like somebody that has been abused and used and is wounded. Now, Johnny's sister is also his manager, so she works very closely with him. She does everything with him. She said that she frequently had to book an extra hotel room for Amber to separate from him when they would travel, because Amber would get irate and, they would be fighting. And so she had to call and book an extra hotel room just in case she got out of hand, or if she got out of hand. And so his sister was used to seeing this with her. Then she talked about her trying to talk to Amber about things. And this is what she said right here.
She was telling me that she and Johnny had a fight in Australia. I was trying to talk to her about the idea that that kind of fighting is not normal. It's too much, It's not okay. But she told me that I needed to basically get down off my cross and mind my own business. She said that Johnny liked that she was feisty. She was feisty, and he loved it. And that Jerry Judge and I needed to stay out of her marriage.
So Amber basically tells his sister that Johnny Depp likes her being feisty. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all my opinion through these things. He might like a little excitement, a little feistiness, but I really doubt he liked being beat up on, drugged through the mud, video recorded, because Amber recorded him on video on the day that his mother passed away, and he was like throwing things in his kitchen and all upset and mad, and she recorded him without him knowing it, and she's playing like the victim in the background.
What happened? What happened?
I don't know what happened between them two, but his mother, who he did love, passed away, and she's recording him for some sort of reason, and he had no idea.
However, after the two finally split and court documents were filed and they were going to go to court, Johnny Depp recorded a conversation between the two, and she acts very different when she doesn't know she's being recorded.
That's not the question.
Have I ever been able to knock you off of your feet?
You started
Off your balance?
these things.
You're going to get up on the stand, Johnny, and say she started it? Really? I have never been able to overpower you. That's the difference between me and you.
Why did you try?
And that's the difference that the whole world and the jury and the judge will see. Is that there's a...
And so when Johnny Depp likes feisty, I seriously doubt that's the type of feisty that he likes. But did you also hear how Amber told his sister basically to get off of her high? Like, it's just disrespectful, extremely rude. Johnny Depp's sister also said that she called him like a fat old man.
He called him an old fat man.
And it was just obviously very hard for Johnny Depp's sister to see her brother in this marriage. Now, moving on. Amber Heard's ex-assistant testified. And baby, when I tell y'all, she does not like Amber. Okay, first thing she said was that she got paid terribly or poorly. And when they asked her what she did for Amber, basically everything. She down to packed her suitcase, y'all. She was putting drawers in the suitcase for her. Making plans, doing everything for Amber. She said that when she asked Amber for a raise or more compensation, that Amber got into her face and was spitting in her face and yelling at her. She said that she was also very, and she yelled and cussed all the time, and she was just rude.
Multiple times screaming at me over the phone, barrages of abusive text messages, picked up out of her chair, put her face approximately 4 inches from my face. She was spitting in my face and telling me how dare I ask for the salary I was asking for. Told me she didn't like hanging out in his house with his friends because it was boring and they were all old men playing guitars and it wasn't interesting to her.
When the ex-assistant was asked how Johnny was, she said very docile and calm and very passive. And see, this assistant, she would work at their house all day long, and then she would have to go and get her son from school and then bring him back while she continued to work. And she was asked how Johnny Depp treated her son, and the assistant said that like he was wonderful. He taught her son how to play the guitar and showed him all of like his stuff that he had from the movies and spent time with him and just really showed this very kind side of Johnny Depp, which she's not the only one. It seems like everybody that talks about Johnny Depp that has worked with him for 40 years, we're not talking about somebody that just came on the scene, has been on the scene for 1 or 2 years and is just putting on a front. For 40 years have all said he is so kind, he is so generous, he'll do anything for anybody. He always takes time to speak to people, you know, big and small in the industry. He does favors for people. I mean, he just seems like a very kind-hearted man. However, it is said that he has substance issues. He drinks a lot. He's accused in this trial so far of like snorting powder with Marilyn Manson and taking tons of ecstasy and And the way that I feel about that is he's a 58-year-old man that makes his own decisions. He makes his own money. If he's in his house with his own, that's none of my business. You know, what he does behind closed doors at 58 years old, the way I envision Johnny Depp is he's worked his butt off for all these years. Y'all, he just wants to come home and sit down in his extremely overpriced leather chair, I'm sure, I'm just envisioning, with a flip-flopping drink, a glass of purple or whatever he calls it, or bourbon or whatever he drinks, in the dark, surrounded by a bunch of books. He probably puts stuff up his nose or takes whatever he wants to take in peace in his own home, in his own privacy. In my personal opinion, that's his business. As long as he ain't hurting nobody or doing anything, then that's his business. I still don't agree that these substances should be legal, but I'm just saying, like, that's his business. But now he's done got with this woman who obviously needs a lot of attention. A lot of attention. And there's a 23-year age difference between the two. Amber's 35 and Johnny Depp is 58 years old. He's ready to calm down and settle down. Old girl over here she's trying to go to the rodeo. With that, let's roll into what the marriage counselor that saw them for, I believe, 10 months said. And if they were only married for 15 months, maybe they was in counseling for 10 months, Lord have mercy, why did they even get married? This marriage counselor said that she believed that there was mutual between the two. Okay, so she did say mutual. However, she said that she spoke to the couple together and then individually. She said that from her professional perspective, Amber was the one that was the aggressor most of the time.
She initiated fights. She started violence. She rose to the challenge if he started first, and so she, in my opinion, that had been established throughout the relationship, that she fought as hard as he did, and he tried to de-escalate far more than I think she did.
She was no victim. Because see, that's what Amber is trying to portray herself as in the media. She's not just coming out as, I was in a toxic marriage where we were toxic to each other. It's that she's portraying herself as this victim that was battered and by Johnny Depp, and she's just like this innocent victim that really didn't do anything wrong, but oops, maybe hit him back one time. That's what she's seemingly showing herself as. And this marriage counselor says, no. As a matter of fact, this marriage counselor said that when she would talk to both of them together, that Amber Heard had a jackhammer way of talking where she would just over-talk him, and Johnny Depp just couldn't get a word in. She would just dominate the conversation. She dominated the marriage. And she also said that she believed Johnny Depp was the main one that would try to de-escalate the fights between them two, and Amber was the main one that wanted to fight. She said that Amber Heard has abandonment issues, which a lot of us can relate to, and that when they would get into a spat or an argument, Johnny Depp's way of coping would be to go into the other room so he could calm down and she could calm down. But that was a trigger for Amber, and so therefore Amber wanted to fight then. That's so toxic. I know I used to be like that many years ago, where it's like you want to see some sort of emotion out of that person, even if it's a physical altercation. And that right there shows me that I believe that Amber Heard is deeply disturbed and needs help. She's 35. She needs to get help if it's possible for her personality type, if you know what I mean, because she's got some issues. All right, let's keep rolling here. Then Johnny Depp's childhood friend gets up on the stand and testifies. Now, you got to understand, this guy has known Johnny Depp for 40-something years, man. He lives in one of Johnny Depp's houses. He's seen Johnny Depp through his highs, through his lows, and he has never known him to be any kind of violent or anything. Substance abuse? Yep. But violence? Not at all. Now, when he was questioned if he knew about the accusations from Amber, this is what he said.
About the phony pictures that were taken and put in tabloids, and about the fake narrative and the way she's fraudulent DV claim to extort and blackmail a man. Yeah, that kind of got me
pretty angry,
frustrated, confused, angry, upset. Yes.
Was it fair to say you're still angry with her?
Oh, you know something? It's 6 years.
But we just heard you give your version.
Am I angry anymore? I'm not, what I am is tired. And I want this all to end. Her to go heal, him to go heal. So many people have been affected by this malicious lie that she started and she created, and it's gone out the door and around the world. And so I can't even paint anymore. I've stopped painting for the last who knows how many years, and that's affected by stuff. I'm not angry at anybody. I want the best for her to take her responsibility, heal, and move on. And for Johnny, his family has been completely wrecked by all of this stuff, and it's not fair. It's not right what she did and what happened for so many people to get affected from this. It's insane.
And Mr. Baruch,
how this happened.
And it was very emotional to see that. I mean, he's watching his friend be destroyed, from the outer perspective, his career that he's worked so hard for crumbling. And this is the thing. Johnny Depp's reputation is being tarnished in a big way, and Amber is gaining more fame, because how many of y'all really even knew who Amber Heard was before this? Yeah, maybe you've seen her in a movie, but were you following? Was she Johnny Depp? No. And so it's just so sad to see this man that has worked this long for all this stuff. I'm not saying he's perfect. He's obviously got issues too, okay? But he's definitely, in my opinion, not this evil wife, horrible person, and she's this battered, poor victim that was with him 15 months and just was so destroyed by it, She egged it on. Even the therapist said she wanted that. Okay, let's keep going here. Now, there was a few more people that testified, like Georgiana, Johnny Depp's friend. Unfortunately, they ended up having to retract her testimony because she admitted to watching little clips of the trial online, so they immediately dismissed her. But she was talking about Johnny Depp and how she had known him for so many years, and she was, talking about how she had seen him use substances before, but she never seen him be violent in any way. And speaking of that, Johnny Depp's ex-girlfriends have come out and spoken out about it. Winona Ryder, Nicole Kidman has even made little statements about how upset she is about the accusations against Johnny Depp. His ex-wife, his children, these people that have known Johnny Depp for decades and decades and decades, none of them have seen this side of him that Amber is describing. Now, does that not mean that he didn't have some weak or bad moments behind closed doors? No, that doesn't mean that at all. But it is kind of hard to believe that this man went 50 years of his life hiding this evil person that Amber is portraying him to be, and it only came out around Amber? I don't know, you guys. I also wanted to mention that Amber got $7 million from her divorce settlement with Johnny Depp, that she was with him for married to him for 15 months, okay? Her playing in Aquaman, which is her biggest movie yet. Google the movies she's been in. I'd be surprised if you knew more than a handful. Aquaman was a big one. According to public documents, I don't know how true they are because I'm not Amber, she got paid $5 million for her biggest movie ever. That movie made $1 billion in the beginning of it being released. It was a huge movie. She got $5 million. She got more money from her divorce to Johnny Depp of 15 months than she did her biggest career move in her entire life, allegedly. So, I don't know. And I do know that there are certain personality types that love this type of attention, whether it's good or bad. And they also will go on smear campaigns. I don't know, man. Now, I do want to say that so far in this trial, it's only been Johnny Depp's witnesses. And we are going to hear Amber's witnesses. And it is going to be interesting to hear what they have to say. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I will follow this. I will take clips of things that I think are interesting and juicy. If you have things you want me to check out or add in the next videos, let me know down below. Other than that, I will see you guys on Friday. Thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search for